Will you pray with me? May the words of my mouth and the meditations of all our hearts be acceptable to you, O God, our rock and our Redeemer. Amen. Jesus does not need to touch Jairus' daughter in order to heal her. Strictly speaking, going to her house and taking her by the hand is not necessary. You see, in Mark's gospel, we learn that Jesus is perfectly capable of long-distance healings. Just a few pages later in Mark chapter 7, another parent will fall at Jesus' feet, a mother this time. Just like Jairus, she will ask Jesus to heal her daughter. And Jesus will heal this woman's child with just a word. The demon has left your daughter, he says. And it is so. So why doesn't Jesus do that today when he heals the daughter of Jairus? It seems more efficient, if you ask me. Jairus says his daughter is at the point of death, so time is of the essence. If Jesus can heal her with just a word, why not do so and spare a concerned and fearful father the drama of a parade across town with Jesus, Jairus, the disciples, and the crowd? Crowds move slowly. Often they grow. The more people join the entourage, the less likely they are to reach this daughter while she's still alive. And case in point, the journey does get interrupted. The whole parade stops because Jesus feels something happen and he wants to know who touched him. The disciples think this question is rather absurd. In a not so socially distanced crowd, all pressing in on one another, the better question might be, who hasn't touched Jesus? But Jesus knows that something more significant has happened. And sure as the world, the woman with the flow of blood comes forward, and she tells her story. Tells about how she bled for 12 years. No one could help her. And then she reaches out and touches Jesus' cloak, and her hemorrhage is healed. Again, Jesus is not winning the efficiency in healing award. He stops to talk to her and hear all this, but notice she has already been healed. On his way to lay healing hands on a dying girl that he doesn't actually need to touch, Jesus stops everything to talk to a woman who is already healed. Jesus didn't need to touch Jairus' daughter or to speak to the hemorrhaging woman. And actually, he wasn't supposed to. The religious and cultural systems of Jesus' time operate according to a purity code that labels certain types of things and certain types of people ritually unclean. This unnamed woman is unclean because she is menstruating and has been for 12 years. Jairus' daughter as well is unclean because By the time Jesus makes it to her, she has in fact died. The book of Leviticus makes it clear, no one, and especially not a holy man, should touch a menstruating woman or a dead girl. Then again, Jesus made a habit of speaking to and touching people who were considered unclean. Lepers, people who are blind, deaf, disfigured in some way. Prostitutes, people possessed by demons, a dead little girl, and a woman who can't stop bleeding. He could have performed the healings without the touch, without the conversation, but that would have missed the whole point. What's important to Jesus is not just that these people are healed, but that they experience connection. Jesus seeks out an intentional, mutual interchange with these people. What Jesus desires for the people he meets, what he desires for us, is not just healing, but authentic relationship, a moment of intense connection with the divine. And he's willing to stop the parade, to go out of his way, to become ritually unclean, to make that happen. Have you ever had a moment of connection like that? An experience of being healed by the simple intimacy of presence. A time when you felt deeply connected to God through your relationship with another human being. A hug, a prayer, a phone call, a tender moment with a stranger in the grocery line. Jesus, the Word made flesh, reminds us that we too are words that God has spoken into being. That we too are called to be bearers of the divine image to one another. That we have been touched by the hand of God so that we can reach out and touch one another. Of course, touch is tricky these days. Many of us are just becoming reaccustomed to touch and presence and physical closeness again. We're all moving at different speeds. Our risk levels and comfort levels are different. And we're struggling to figure out how to read social cues through masks and distance in this new normal. I've been having the same awkward but healthy conversation over and over again for the last month or two. It goes something like this. I run into a friend at the farmer's market or the store, and we say, hey, how are you? You vaccinated? Yep, ditto. Which one did you get? Are we doing masks? No masks? Awesome. Okay, up, down. Hey, I'm up for hugging. Are you into hugging these days? No? Cool. Great. Yes. Awesome. Me too. Do you, I could, we could, would you like to hug now? Oh. Yes. let's have a hug. Hugging, we are hugging, great. Truly, this is my life now. I used to just walk up to people with my arms open. But things are different, and we are different. And everyone is in a different place. And rather than make assumptions, we are finding that this is a time to check in, to be intentional, to ask awkward questions. Actually, my friends who aren't really huggers have been telling me it's always a good time to be intentional when it comes to hugs. They have said it's not just that COVID has created something new, it's that I'm just finally realizing it. That there are plenty of people who don't really want a hug. A friend of mine who is a sexual assault survivor once put it to me this way a few years ago. She said, Ginna, if you want to hug me, you've got to make eye contact with me and then come from the side. Don't come straight toward me, I'll back up. It's got to be clear and it's got to be mutual. Make sure I'm there with you, that I want to hug too. There are many ways to connect with one another. Plenty of ways to touch and be touched. To form authentic, meaningful connection, to experience the intimacy, presence. I wonder what might happen if I stopped looking at this transition time as awkward and difficult and where are the hugs, and started thinking about it instead as an opportunity to be intentional, to take a page out of Jesus's book and engage in seemingly unnecessary actions for the sake of authentic connection. I wonder, what does connection look like for you? What does it mean for us to reconnect with one another? What have you missed during this time of distancing that you long for, that you want to integrate back into your life? And what have you not missed? What has fallen away that really doesn't need to come back? Who do you want to connect or reconnect with? How do you want people to reconnect with you? We've been talking about this a little as session. And I want to invite us all as a congregation to take this season to courageously ask these awkward questions. What does it look like for us to come together again as a church in person and hybrid? What does it mean to reconnect? What activities that we engage in are life-giving and what can fall away? Because as much as we church people do tend to resist, it is okay to let things go or not to always do them the way we've always done them. During our time of physical separation, we continue to worship. We continue to engage in mission. We continue to engage one another in congregational care. And now other activities activities are slowly coming back. Church-wide fellowship with ice cream, I hear. Youth group, Presbyterian women. And as we live into this new way of being, let's ask ourselves, what do we do that fosters connection? How do we touch one another? What are we called to keep doing or to do again, to do in new ways? What might we be called to let go? Connection matters. Presence matters. When we touch one another with a hand or with a word, something changes. God is present. Things become holy. Evangelical author and Christian activist Shane Claiborne has said that the lasting miracle of Jesus was not so much that he healed lepers, but that he touched them. Because nobody touched a leper. Jesus touched people. Lepers, Jairus' daughter, the woman with the 12-year flow of blood. Who are you called? Who are we called to touch today?